Hit Season 2.
Does not work out against Zest.
And now Dark is against the ropes here in the winners match. He needs to take out the next two games if he is to advance in first place of his Group A. Remember, he is the SSL champion, but there is no shame, honestly, in losing to someone like Zest.
Definitely not. Even if he gets 0-2'd here, I mean, it was kind of a wonky game one. He went for the all-in, it didn't work out. If he loses straight up one here, no shame there. Let's jump into game number 2 now on King Sejong Station. Here we are on KSS, and up in the top left in the red, the Zerg player from SKT is down a game here. It's Dark.
And spawning here at the bottom right side of King Sejong Station, it is KT Roll for Zest. I want to go King Sejong Station sometime.
Yeah.
It's in Antarctica.
Yeah, you should go down, take a visit.
Yeah, let's.
I won't go with you, but you can take pictures.
You don't want to come to Antarctica?
You can show me what it's like. No, I have zero interest in going to Antarctica. Not a fan of the extreme cold weather myself. Would be pretty cool to see though.
There's also the new map Dasan Station is also located in Antarctica, so I want to visit all the. Oh no! He flubbed that.
Yeah, he flubbed that one, and that's going to give Dark a much better start here. Good news for the Zerg player.
Yeah, that was a very womp moment there for Zest. Very uncharacteristic, actually, screwing up that pylon block.
Yeah, generally you don't really want to take damage from the drone. I was kind of surprised that he fought the drone. You know, he wanted to be like as efficient as possible, where, you know, he's blocking the hatchery, but also trading shields for health, and then also, you know, getting back in time to block with the pylon, but he just barely missed it. I think the safer one is you just block until you're pretty low, and then you put down the pylon.
Yeah, you can just do a square rally around that where the hatchery is supposed to be placed, but unfortunately for Zest, unfortunately for Zest, he could not block that expansion with probe nor pylon.
Yeah, so gonna be more of a straight-up game here, I suppose. Dark definitely on a better footing, getting that hatchery down. Zest just keep this probe alive and scouting for a while.
Yep, and unfortunately for Zest, the drone of Dark actually sneaks out of his vision and is going to be able to take the third base quite comfortably as well.
And he is in this lane. It looks like he's going to be able to sneak in. That one pesky lane doesn't even have speed, just waltzes on in.
It reminds me of that game, that very first game on Dust Towers between Dark and Trust, where those two links just managed to sneak into the base of the opponent, but unfortunately for Dark, he doesn't really see too much. He can't really gather too much intelligence from those Zerglings.
Yeah, very true. I mean, he does see the Stargate at the front here, so he will know that some Stargate units are on the way. Is he going to go for Phoenixes this time? No. Going to start off with the Oracle once again.
But there's no all-in or any sort of shenanigans coming here from Dark, because he was able to secure both his expansion and third base relatively unharassed. So I think Dark is feeling very confident right now that everything is going his way in terms of there's no unorthodox stuff that Zest has done so far.
Yeah, very true. Even getting those spores right on time, not too early. And it's going to follow up with the second Oracle. He did this in game number 1, too. Zest playing just very similar style in both of these games. They're both two-player maps. It kind of does make sense.
And he wants to take his third base behind these two Oracles. This is very Zest-like, using these Oracles to force Dark in his base, and also using the Oracles to scout what Dark is doing.
Yeah, we see a decent swell of links, just 12. I don't think it's going to be enough, especially with the second Oracle coming out to snipe any third base or anything like that. So kind of curious that he does make that. He knows that some more units are going to be coming online, and he wants to be prepared for it, I suppose.
And also these Adepts are just going to chew through these Zerglings if they decide to take the fight on. And the Oracle's just chasing him as well. He has to move back. wait for the Queens to reinforce.
Zest is committing to this. He wants as much damage as possible.
Well, I thought he was going to go in forward to try and zap that creep tumor that was just deployed by the Queens of Dark, but looks like that won't be the case, and as he tries to shade into the main base but decides against it, the Zerglings and Queens are there to intercept if he decided to follow up with that shade.
And his pesky Oracle is still alive, and we said it before in the last game, he's been just so good about keeping his Oracles alive, especially even against alive, you know, versus the Terran alive. Just keeping them alive for as long as possible, getting that damage, never overcommitting, and making sure he can just be pesky throughout the game and find whatever damage is possible.
And very similar build to what we saw in that previous game on Frozen Temple from Zest. He decides from that Twilight Council to get the quick blink rather than the Resonating Blades. He also gets that +1 weapons as well, and this is some very sick control from Zest.
He actually kind of messed it up. He clicked the Spore Crawler and did not commit there to killing the Queen. He definitely could have sniped that one out.
Well, as long as he doesn't lose his Oracles, it's all good. He gets to see everything that's happening around him. He sees the Hydralisk Den morphing into that Lurker Den, so he knows that those Lurkers are coming, and he needs to keep those Oracles out if he wants to get detection without getting a robotics facility for the observers, because the tag does such a great job giving you vision of those burrowed Lurkers. Coming
in, zapping another Queen.
Oh, he actually zapped some of these Zerglings, but I think in this situation, Dark doesn't really need the Zerglings anymore. It's more contempt on getting those range units, such as those Hydralisks and Lurkers. Sure, the Zerglings are still useful, but right now, given the situation, they're not really the highest priority of Dark.
Dark getting supply blocked at 98 makes 6 Overlords, 7. Just a bit frustrated, wants to get as many of those out as possible.
And
that he did was supply blocks.
Here comes the timing as well, with that +1 blink and +1 weapons about to be finished. Oh, but the Hydralisk do snipe both these Oracles. That's quite unfortunate for Zest, but he's going to continue with his push.
Yeah, I think he should be able to easily snipe this 4th. No way that Dark holds this off. He doesn't have his Lurkers ready yet. He's making a bunch of flings, and just the way the map works out, he's made so many sentries that he could have just force fielded the ramp had Dark tried to stop that.
Oh, and he's going to lose these Overlords that were freshly popped out of those lava. And the thing is, unfortunately for Dark, he doesn't have those Lurkers out. This is a very nice timing here from Zest, trying to hit the Zerg before the Lurkers do come out.
So force field's coming down, really nice so far. They get a bit of a surround on the Stalkers, but it's just too much DPS. He's going to trap a bunch of the Queens here on the left side as well.
But the Lurkers are coming out here from Dark, and the thing is, Zest has no detection to deal with these Lurkers, so Zest has no choice but to back off, wait for the Observer, or wait for the another Oracle. But it looks like he wants to get Immortal out instead of the Observer, so it looks like he's just content just sitting here at the 4th base of Dark, just at this upper plateau.
Yeah, he's got one Observer, and it's slowly making its way across the map now.
Yeah.
So just going to rely on that, deciding he wants the units for now.
Unfortunately for Zest, his push has been delayed without having that detection. This is all going to be on Dark and how he positions those Lurkers. If he positions them well, he's going to be able to defend, try and secure that 4th base, but if he doesn't position as optimally as he should, then Zest can just run over him.
Yeah, and you were talking about optimal position. I don't think the right side of the map where nothing is an optimal position. Hold that thought! Sentries in the main!
Here comes the warp in, and this is a massive warp in. It can do a lot of damage.
Oh boy, these
no.
units can just never get in. He immediately tries to morph a bunch of drop Overlords, but look at all the drones in the corner. These Zealots could definitely do a ton of damage before those units get into the main.
Oh, but there is that drop play here from Dark coming in. These Lurkers with the drops of the Overlord on the right side, and also trying to drop into the main base to help defend from this. And is the Warper going to get stuck? Yes, it does!
Does get sniped out. Really nice hold position on the drones too. Only going to lose 5 in total. So really all that's going to do is distract Dark for a while. But as you said, the Lurker drops coming in.
I was actually surprised that didn't do as much damage as I thought it would. Like, if he sniped maybe that Lurker Den, he could have done a lot of damage. And here comes the drops, and Zest is not aware of them.
No cannons, he's got a forge, but no detection. And we said it before, he's relying on one Observer for detection. Look at this is way too much damage.
These Lurkers are going ham on these probes. There are so many probes being killed of Zest, and now he's just trying to hit the 4th base. Dark in a very comfortable position, defending from that sentry drop.
What a play here from Dark.
Another drop as well. He's going to do so much damage.
Looks like there is a cannon over here, but
Zest is going for the counterattack. This is the only thing he can do.
he has to. He can't defend his base. He's lost way, way too much.
But there's a really sizable amount of units out here for Dark to defend. And Zest is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He doesn't know what to do. He's going to come back, try and defend. But he lost his 4th bases already. He lost, what, 33 probes. And Zest does not want to move up this ramp.
Well, he's going to try for it here. Coming
Okay,
from both sides, totally crushes this army. But where do you go from here? You can't really go back in defense now.
No,
I guess he just wanted to take out that small army first.
He needs to win with this army that's coming up to the base of Dark. But I think Dark is just, he saved up Melt Lava to deal with this army that's coming in. And these Lurkers are just doing way too much damage.
He just saved the 3rd base for now, and he keeps his production alive as well. And the amount of units that Zest has is quite scary. 4 Archons, 3 Immortals, lots of force fields too, but the army of Dark is also quite scary. Tons of Hydras in the mix, as well as Lurkers.
Yeah, all Dark needs to think about is how can I get the best concave for me to win this battle? And as long as he knows where the army of Zest is, he should be feeling very comfortable given the situation that we're in right now.
Nice block there on the Zealot, actually, for the Ling run by. If the Ling's gotten in the main, that might have just been GG. Zest is now, in fact, thinking of backing off and just trying to at least take out the army units first before moving back. I'm really not sure that he can transition from here. He's going to be down 3 bases.
Nah, I think in this situation, Zest has to do a Hanbang right now. Hanbang, I should say, is the Korean term for that one punch that he needs to win the game with a massive Protoss army. And this is a very bulky army. We've got that 3 Immortals, 4 Archons, and a nice stock count.
Maybe he could just keep denying bases, like go from here and then over to the other base location and just keep Dark on a similar amount of bases.
Yeah, but the problem is, if Dark wants to take that 4th base on the high ground, you just, once Zest swings around to kill that 4th base that Dark is building right now, he can just move his Lurkers up onto that high ground. There's no way that Zest can just move up to kill it. It looks like he's trying to swing around and try and hit the expansion and the rocks at the back. But Dark knows that this is coming and he can just pop those Lurkers above the ramp and there's no way that Zest can break through.
He'll break down the rocks and at least open up another path, perhaps for later on in the game, but going up that ramp would be very, very, very hard to break. Yeah. I don't think he can do it at this point.
Yeah, like you only need maybe 2 or 3 Lurkers and that ramp is completely shut down for the Protoss to move up. We do see Banelings though coming here for a Dark. He wants to snipe this Nexus, I think.
Or at least break down the wall. See if he can run in here, actually. He's just going to try to stroll in, but that's not going to work. There's 2 cannons.
That's a very cute Zealot block from Zest. Nice force field as well, and these Banelings do nothing.
Zest on top of it. Not going to be giving away any free units in this game.
Yeah, Zest is slowly but surely climbing his way back into the game. These 4 Archons just do their worth, their very value right now in this army composition.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried for when these 9 Lurkers finish, though. He's going to have 19 in total. And, I mean, Zest is getting Storm. He has a lot of Immortals, right? But the army for Dark is much scarier at this point. And he's even adding Banelings, an interesting choice with this many Archons and Immortals in the mix.
What would be really nice from Dark is if he did Baneling drops onto the main army of Zest, and he surrounded the army of Zest with his main Hydralist Lurker army, because there's nowhere that Zest can move. Sure, he can blink out, but what else can he do? There's like so much more units here for Dark than it is for Zest. But I think Dark shouldn't be giving Zest this much time to work with.
Yeah, he's kind of just sitting back saying, I'm so far ahead, let me take a bunch more bases, but he's letting Zest max out too. And if Zest gets like this crazy amount of Storm out, he's only got 4 High Templar out, but look at what he's doing. He's pulling the Zerg army totally out of position.
Yeah, and there's the Observer is going to take out these Lurkers, and Zest forcing the army, as you said, of Dark back to that expansion. And look here at the 4th base, or the 5th base rather, of Dark. Zest with his big army of Immortals and Archons. Actually, he can't actually move in because those Lurkers are just placed there.
Yeah, way too many. He needs to have the support of the Zealots and the Stalkers. It was a nice idea.
So, yeah, it was a nice idea, but unfortunately he didn't get the right angle to snipe that hatchery, and here comes more Lurker drops.
Yeah, Zest at this point, he's not even mining from these bases, but definitely could do a number here to the production if he gets on top of it.
Very interesting Lurker drop there from Dark, places it on that second level of ground. This is a very scary army from Zest that we are seeing right now. Could you check the plus upgrades on the ground units of Zest? Is it +3?
It's +2 to the 1/1 of Dark.
Oh, okay, so yeah, Dark is behind on upgrades, but he has the beefier, he has the more defensive-based army. Zest, I think if he secures his 4th base, he's going to be feeling, it's going to be more closer than what we thought when the first set of Lurker drops happened. If he snipes his Forge, actually, it's going to deny, or he's not researching anything right now, but it's going to be very obnoxious for Zest.
Is he going to commit to it? It looks like Zest is slowly but surely cleaning that up. Not overcommitting, not overreacting either, which is very good because he's gotten another base up, and kind of the defensive style from Dark allowed Zest to do this, just, you know, get another base and just kind of stabilize. Dark is transitioning now, and here we go.
There's a Storm, but it doesn't really amount to much, and I love this Spine Crawler and the Spore Crawler as well, because even if there's a Observer coming in with the Blink Stalker to harass, the Spore Crawler is going to kill the Observer, and as such, can't kill the Lurkers off.
More Lurker drops coming in.
Oh, this is going to do a lot of damage if Zest is not aware of it.
Looks like he's not really... Okay.
But he stops mining at least, which is the most important thing for Dark, because that 3rd base is about to be mined out. And it looks like here, Zest is trying to kill off this 4th base of Dark.
And look at this, Dark, he's not even having it. He's not going back to defend. He's just going to go across the map, but I'm not sure if that's going to work out. He's going to lose his base.
It doesn't really matter, though, because he does have that base on the high ground plateau on his side of the map. So he is still mining, but the most important thing for Dark is that he takes out the 4th base that was mining so many minerals for Zest, and Zest's 3rd base is nearly mined out. I think Zest has to win with this army that he has right now.
Well, let's see, the Lurker's not really in position. The Banelig's from behind! They roll into mostly Immortals and Archons, though.
Yeah, the barrier's doing their job.
Wow.
And he keeps that bulk of that Immortal army. That's very unfortunate for Dark.
Now I feel like almost Dark is on a timer here to get these Broodlords out. It's not going to be the hardest timing to hit because, as you were saying, he's going to eventually be able to take out this base, and he still has 15 Lurkers.
It's all about the Lurker count. If Dark can secure that 4th base that he has right now, he can continue mining, and as long as he keeps that 4th base of Zest off the map, Zest won't have any income to work with once his 3rd base mines out, and Zest will be on that timer.
Zest trying to move in position to go into the natural, but Dark is right there. Still a lot of Lurkers on top of this base you were talking about that he's really trying to take care of here.
Yeah, it seems like Zest is very hesitant on making a decision right now, because he could swing, take out this 4th base, but it looks like he's just, he wants to secure his own 4th base because he's not mining at all.
He doesn't have enough minerals to
build a nexus.
Make a nexus there at that location.
Okay, now I think he's going to go for it.
Definitely think about it. Here comes the barriers and the storms as well.
Drones? What? I don't know why the drones came in there. Probably was panicking for a bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Not going to be good against those storms, that's for sure.
And this 5th base has to be cancelled. Oh, but these Zerglings are being very pesky. Oh no, the storm! No.
One more storm. About as good as he can do in that case.
But here come the Broodlords, and once these Broodlords come out, I think Zest will have to type out because he has nothing to do with them. He doesn't really have that much of a Stalker count. The Archons won't be able to get in range, and he already used those Storms up on those Lurkers.
Yeah, props to Zest for being really just sticky, right? He's staying in this game for so long, making it unbelievably hard for Dark to eventually finish this. And has Zest even seen the Broodlords yet? Yeah,
this has to be very mentally draining for Dark because he knows he's won this game, but Zest is doing such an awesome job staying in it.
That he has, and still no answer for the Broodlords, and I think this is going to be the moment where Zest is like, oh boy. I think he just has to commit. Immediate GG, and he's going to give Dark the game here. So we're all tied up at 1-1. Dark finally able to take one.
Lovely game from Dark there. As I mentioned before, researching those games of Road playing against Zest, and he noticed that Zest has some sort of weakness to those Lurkers that Dark used. And our next match will be on New Gettysburg. And I am doing my Mr. Burns. I'm so excited for New Gettysburg because this might be the only time we see it tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one here. This was a map that Dark did want to play on, and I don't know who to give this one to, man. It was kind of interesting. You know, the Lurker drops were kind of the reason why Dark got that into his control, got that game under his control, because he totally pushed Zest back. He was able to take a bunch of bases, and even though he lost some of them, it was okay because he was far enough ahead. He did enough damage. But is Zest going to take that much damage from that again?